Dearly beloved, we're gathered here to get through this thing called Purple Reggae. Let's go! Yes, interweb. Last show we said that we were gonna go in on the Truth album review, but we are working on that. But right now we decided that we're gonna drop a little purple reggae vibe. So hang on to your hats and we'll get to the truth after this. First off, we have to say big shout out to all you folk that checked out our last show and left amazing comments and put us on to some clones that we didn't know. Have to give you guys a big shout out. We'll hopefully get back to all you guys in the comment section at some point. We lead very busy lives, so sometimes we can't really hit it as hard as we like to. But we found time to do a purple reggae show. We know no one has done this, so we thought, hey, there are a few tracks in our journey through purple music where we hear strong reggae influences coming out. Some a little bit more obvious than others. We left out a couple because it wasn't so obvious. But generally, these tracks that we're going to go through have a very reggae vibe to them, whether it be the music or chatting, whatever. We feel that there is a strong link to, well, yeah, it's reggae music, man. So anyway, without further ado, we're gonna go through some of these songs, starting as early as the 80s, right?
Yep, indeed. The first track that we found was it's actually a bootleg.
Yeah.
So we're not even really quite sure what it's called, but we've decided we're going to call it "I Really Love You, Baby" because that's what he says in the chorus, right? So that's the first track we're going to look at. It's funny because you never really think about Prince and reggae music at all. I don't think anyone,
Not at
you know,
all. Not at all.
while researching, we tried to find a YouTube channel or someone who'd written about Prince and his relationship with reggae music, and we can't seem to find anything. So this might be a first, guys. We might be the first to document. This is a group first. So yeah, should we just kind of jump straight into that particular track?
Yeah, let's go, man.
Give you all my money, that'll make you smile. If you're lonely, I'll come home, baby. All you gotta do is die. Oh, really love you, baby.
So that was "I Really Love You." At least that's what we're calling it. We don't know what it's called because it's a bootleg, so it could be anything. I really like the song. It's definitely a 100% reggae song. It does go into more Princey kind of Princey stuff, Princiness, Princey vibes in the kind of verse in the chorus. But the verses are really. You've even got a little reggae skank in there. I do wonder what year this was from. I do wonder. For me, it sounds very much kind of mid 80s.
Yeah.
It sounds like around the time he was doing things like Good Love, the track that was in Bright Lights in Big City. It reminds me of that kind of era. I just imagine 86, 85, 86. I imagine it's definitely post Purple Rain.
Yeah, it feels earlier than that to me. I don't know.
Yeah, but a great, great song. Really cool little song from Prince. Again, it's just funny. I mean, I can imagine Prince listening to Bob Marley and jamming. That music is so edgy. Reggae music is so kind of rebel, edgy music. It's funny to think that Prince dug that stuff actually, but he did clearly, and this song's a fine example. So that's definitely a thumbs up from me in regards to Prince doing reggae music. Yeah, guys, if you know the name of this song, let me know because let us know. We don't know. We're just calling it "I Really Love You, Baby." We have no idea. So if you know, let us know. If you know anything about this song, let us know. Put it in the chat.
Yeah, I really love this track. It's it's a weird one. It's like he like we have some other songs that he's really going for reggae, but this is like how I see his music and reggae kind of working. You know, yeah, it's not I mean, there's some things in there that are straight reggae, like some of the like trying it with the drums, but it's like
Mm,
his way of doing it. Not like he's not trying to carbon copy reggae vibes. He's like his interpretation of it, and I like that. It really works. The track is not that long. Um, yeah, like he's found a way of like with the timing and some of the little guitar licks to kind of evoke reggae without doing a chick it, it's clever. I think it's quite clever actually. Like he's gone for reggae without obviously going for reggae, if that makes any sense. But you can hear the skank. The skank's there. Um, yeah, I really like this track. As Justin says, we don't know the name of the song. So yeah, we're really curious about this one. I would say probably the best, one of the best in his reggae attempts or
indeed.
reggae tracks.
Yeah, that skank's definitely in there. There's no
Yeah,
escaping that.
the skank's there, man. You can
Skank.
feel it. And if y'all don't feel the skank, then you don't know reggae. You don't know reggae.
Nothing, man.
Got you on the phone. You knew it was me all alone. You didn't even say hello. 'Cause you don't need words to let me know.
Splash. What an incredible song. I use that word a lot. I found listening back to the Purple Rinse recordings. I'm trying to change things up a bit, guys. See, so hopefully things are gonna shift. I love that song. That's one of my. In fact, I think that's one of. That's probably. I think that is Prince's best reggae song
Yeah.
in terms of his twist on the reggae sound, on the reggae skank. I think that's his best use of the reggae skank
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
Prince
Yeah.
frame.
I
In a
think
Prince frame.
yeah. Yeah.
It's got to be
Between
said.
the first one and this one, yeah.
Definitely, yeah, I
Yeah.
would say for sure.
Actually, okay, let's see with the one after as well, but I
Because one
think you
after is kind of
yeah.
fire, it's kind of
The,
fire.
the one after I think to me I think that might be the one. But let's
It just might,
but
but
but yeah, Splash is you got that skank in there and
yeah,
not really trying to do the rhythmically the drums are not really
no,
doing anything
no,
reggae.
it's all in the
And
guitar, right?
that's cool. I like when he's not trying to do a reggae song,
No,
but
no, no,
but
no, no.
but he's got the influence with the step with the skank.
Yeah, just employing some reggae kind
Yeah,
of vibes. It's in there again. It's
yeah,
in there, and guys. What do you think? But all I hear is parade. Wendy and Lisa in the background. There's elements of
yeah.
the song that just lend itself to the parade album. I think he recorded this and it didn't make the album. And I think I mean, like we've said in past Prince shows, all the bootlegs of Prince is doing, at least 90%, surely. So I think you put this out there just to let people know. Great track, great track.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, who knows exactly when, but
Who knows?
definitely I hear the Clear Fisher strings on there.
Yeah,
Obviously Wendy and Lisa,
yeah.
so it leans itself to that time period when yeah. So, but who could tell?
Unfortunately, we can't play you guys 17 days because Prince's estate won't allow it. They don't want anybody playing that song. I guess it's one of their jewels in the crown, and I can completely understand that. So feel free to click the link that you saw pop up while the track was playing backwards, and we'll get on with the review. 17 days, man.
Woo! Fire. So, bro, I reckon that's the one.
I think that just might be the one.
That's the one where he drops a little bit of it. The whole track is not reggae, but
Yeah.
when he drops into it, it works. It's just a nice little skank in that little musical interlude
Oh
there,
man, it
right? That's really
works.
nice. I
Oh,
dig
it
that.
works. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
works.
But listen, how did I not hear that? Because that was a B-side, right? I
It's a
think that was a
B-side.
B-side.
Yeah, B-side.
B-side of
I forgot what track. I would die for you.
No, 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 no. When Doves Cry, I
When
think.
Doves Cry, when Doves Cry, when Doves Cry.
When
That's it.
Doves Cry. I know this song really well. Maybe at the time yeah, yeah, I must have, I don't know. I don't know.
Mm.
But in invest doing this purple reggae episode, we checked out some songs, and this one definitely definitely is the one
Oh,
for
it's
me
the
anyway.
one. Oh, I
The
mean,
one
yeah, that's a great version.
where it
Reggae
works
vibe, yeah.
with his style. He
Mm,
drops in the reggae vibe for a bit, and then
mm,
comes out. I like that.
mm. See, you guys didn't know. You didn't know about Prince and reggae, but to teach you guys, you see? That's why you're here
Yeah.
at the Purple Rinse.
Yeah. Listen, if you could find anybody on the interweb talking about
Prince
Prince
doing
and
reggae
reggae,
music. Come on, guys.
you know there ain't no one out there doing that.
You in the
Actually, there's some really interesting things that we talked about in one of the earlier episodes, which is Prince early on had that rude boy badge, rude boy pin. And that's comes from British ska, two-tone black and white, which is an offshoot of reggae anyway.
That's it. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so that's in his style, he was kind of so he definitely well, we know Prince was clocking everything. He was a smart dude. He was checking all kind of music, and he used elements of everything to kind of create his purple music. But also another interesting fact is back in before he signed with his management company, the famous ones that everybody knows about. I'm not going to name them here
Mm,
just because I don't want to.
mm.
But before he signed with those three guys, he had signed with he had a meeting with um Don Taylor, who was Bob Marley's management. So he went to Miami, him and Pepe Willie. They went to Miami and they met up with Don Taylor. And Prince had signed with him for about a year. And so that was meaning that must have been crazy because that meant that Bob and Prince, future megastars, could have linked, but they didn't because apparently Marley was not didn't want any of it. Marley was not interested in meeting Prince.
Mm.
And you can imagine how he put it down, right?
Well,
He
I'm not
said,
surprised to hear that.
yeah, Marley was not having it, so the two did not meet. And Marley said had some choice words for Prince, and I won't tell you what he said, but you could do your research because
You'll find it, guys.
it's he was not pretty with it.
No, he wasn't trying to hear that. He
He,
wasn't
he
trying
was
to hear that.
cutting and to the bone like only Bob could be, So yeah, ain't PC, that's for sure.
Very non-PC, to say the least.
Yeah, so the two never met, and it was a short period, but apparently Prince kind of got a better touring budget because of Don Taylor.
Mm,
It's all in a book by a British writer called Matt Thorne. And
mm,
Matt Thorne spent many days, I think quite a while in Prince's company and doing the research for the book. And actually, we met Matt, right?
mm. We did
We,
some
we
time
met him.
ago.
We met him because he's a friend of yours or a friend
Friend
of
of
a
a
friend or
friend, yeah, friend
something.
of a friend. Bill went out and had some food and discussed Prince and his life and times. It was great. Good guy.
Yeah, he was telling me some really interesting stories about Prince.
Mm,
Maybe you may hear them on another time. Maybe you won't. But yeah, some really interesting stories he had to tell us about Prince, and we were trying to hold it down, being fans of the greatest of all time.
mm.
And Matt was like really cool. And yeah, go check the book.
Can you turn on a blue light? Then cuddle up to me so tight.
Nah, man. I'm not feeling that song. I think that's Prince's worst attempt at reggae. But probably, actually, I think it gets a bit worse than this. But that's straight up reggae music.
Yeah,
Prince is like, I'm not trying to blend it in,
yeah,
or I'm gonna make a reggae song.
song. Yeah,
And Prince, I wish you didn't. I really wish you didn't. Now obviously there's some fans who might love that, and that's cool, but that's really not for me. It's certainly reggae, That much I'll say.
Yeah, straight reggae, drums, guitar. The only thing he's not doing is singing in patois.
Oh man, I won't put it
Oh,
past him. I bet there's a recording out there with Prince doing some patois.
patois. Well, patois to you people that don't know is like broken English. Yeah. And he's not doing that, but could you imagine? I
Oh,
don't think that would work at all. Actually, it would be pretty funny. I'd like to hear that.
it'd be funny. It'd be comical. It could only be comical.
But yeah, I mean, it's straight on reggae. You know what? In the context of this show, it's not as bad as I think we reviewed this already on one of the
Mm.
review shows when we did the album that this was on, which was Symbol. Was it
Symbol album.
Symbol? On?
Symbol album, yeah.
And what year did this come out?
This would be 19, I'll tell you when this was. Around about 1992, I imagine. This album's 92, yeah.
92. Yeah, you can hear it. The production obviously is in your face, but yeah, n not a fan.
No, really
I
not.
can't even remember what we said back in when we did that
We didn't
review.
like it. We didn't like it.
Right. It's a little bit easier because of what we're doing today, I think.
Yeah.
It's not as it doesn't it doesn't grate so much. But anyways,
Blue
moving on.
light. Moving
Moving
on,
on.
moving on, moving on.
I've never heard this song until now.
Oh,
You introduced me to this, so I think you need to talk about this because I can't.
oh, okay. Well, in a word, I didn't expect that. This came out back in 93. And I remember when it came out at the time, I was a Monie Love fan. She was part of the native tongue. And back in those days, hip hop wise, I was definitely a native tongue. You know, that whole De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, Jungle Brothers, and all that stuff, and Queen Latifah. That was my hip hop as opposed to NWA and kind of even Public Enemy, which I love, but that
What?
it was a bit too hardcore for me.
What?
You know, yeah, that's right.
You mad?
Yep. I love those guys, but my area of hip hop was the new school, more lyrical, kind of conscious, less. Yeah, that was my end of hip hop basically. So,
Okay.
Monie Love was one of the UK artists who broke through and was brought into the fold, and it was actually part of the native tongue, which I believe De La Soul and Jungle Brothers kicked off. I believe they were the first two crews. Jungle Brothers, Native Tongue, and Tribe Called Quest. They were the first, and then they slowly started to pull people in, of which Monie Love was one. So yeah, Monie Love, being Monie Love, eventually got the Prince eventually came across Monie Love's kind of sound, her vibe, and was really into her rapping style, which was, she's a London MC. She's from London. I forgot which part of London. Do you know, north or south or east or west?
I'm not sure,
I'm not
but
quite sure, but she's a
yeah.
Londoner. And yeah, she done really well out there. And eventually Prince was like, hey, I want to put you on a track. And they recorded in a murder or two. Prince produced it. They pulled in some ragga guy. At the time, ragga was all the rage, but this track came out around about the time when, what's his name? Shabba Ranks?
Jabba ranks.
Shabba,
Jabba.
this came out the Shabba days. Now,
Okay.
we've
Right.
spoken about this era before. That early 90s era of dance hall reggae. Dance hall basically really became pop around about that time. For the first time, Mr. Loverman and all these songs were getting into the charts. They were charting fairly high, and reggae, dancehall music kind of found its place in the world, in the mainstream, and it really didn't look back since that point. I hated it. I hated reggae music.
What?
I
You
hated
didn't like
reggae music.
Shabba?
I couldn't stand Shabba. To this
Listen,
day, I can't stand a single song.
wait.
Um,
Ain't your parents from where?
Jamaica and Antigua.
And
Jamaica.
mine a Grenada, and I love a Shabba rank kid. What are
No,
you
no,
mad?
no. I didn't
Come
listen to
on,
that music.
come
That
on,
wasn't my
cuz.
music. That wasn't my music. No.
No, I
Reggae
did.
music, all that
Really?
stuff was not me. When it came down to reggae
Wow.
music, I was into the late 80s going into the 70s. Mid 80s to mid
Right.
70s. That's my period of reggae music. Roots rock stuff.
Yeah.
I really couldn't stand the reggae. I wasn't part of the reggae scene. I couldn't stand Shabba Ranks or anything that sounded like
What?
that. I couldn't stand it. You know,
Dude, we need to chat. We need to chat. We need to chat. I need to bust you up some Shabba.
many a man I
As
got in trouble with many a guys
Buju and Capleton and
would you and
what?
all that stuff. No, 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 not to say. I've got my tracks. Not to say.
Okay.
I've got my tracks. Don't worry about that.
This is
I've got, there's the odd Sizzler and there's the odd track here and there that I like. I've got some 7 inches down there. I'll mash up a reggae dance. Like,
okay.
don't get it twisted. If I
Okay, all
have
right,
to,
all
I
right,
will
all
mash up a reggae dance. Don't get it
right.
twisted, right? Right.
All right, all
But
right,
generally
all right.
speaking, yours truly, Justin Wonderful, does not really listen to that type of music. So when I first heard this song, I was like, whoa, Prince, like reggae, ragga, this is different. And I dug it, and I've got the 12-inch downstairs right now, but it's not aged well for me. It's not a terrible song. I love Monie, and it was great to hear Monie working with Prince, but not really my cup of tea ultimately. It's not aged well. It's not the kind of song I'm going to play anywhere if I'm playing out or listen to in the car.
Yeah, it does nothing for me. I'm
There's
sorry.
nothing for me at all.
Yeah,
If it
hearing
came
it for
on,
the
it'd be like,
first
oh,
time.
it's that song, but it doesn't do me any favors.
Yeah.
I'm sure that the dark pop has it sounds like he really loves this type of stuff so far. Just from his comments, it sounds like he can't wait to share.
Bro, no, man. I already said my bit. This was not for me. Not
All
at
right.
all.
In that case, let's just move on.
MPG to the maximum. All the time, road boy. 96 and better. Legendary.
Woo! Messy. Messy, messy, messy. I think that he thought that I'm gonna throw in my rock, my funk, drop a ragga toast on it, and we good to go. But I don't like that song at all. But there's definitely the reggae vibe on it in a
Well,
bad way.
that's left me with a horrible taste in my mouth. That's from 1996. Again, we're in the 90s. We're in the reggae era, the ragga era, when again, you got the likes of Peter Andre.
Oh,
And
don't no. You can't talk about it, not on this show.
listen,
Not on this show. We cannot do anyway,
the
let's go.
foolishness of it all, right? And
Right.
then, and then who's Mr. Lover Lover? Canadian guy. What's his name? Mr. Lover Lover.
Shaggy, come on, Shagger.
Shaggy.
It
You
wasn't
got
me, Mr. Shaggy.
Shaggy.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, it's that era. What I'm saying is, it's that era. It's the Bogle era. The Bogle. Remember the Bogle era?
Yeah,
Remember the
yeah,
Bogle?
yeah,
Everyone's doing the Bogle,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
This is the era of the Bogle, and Prince had to say something, right? So he
yeah.
drops this nonsense. I mean, it was. If you was there at the time, the Bogle and all this reggae ragga
Huge.
stuff, it was really it
Yeah,
really ate into to pop for a few years, right?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, all these bad pop acts,
oh, it was
man.
horrible, but it was
No
present
fit
and it
making it.
was
Yeah.
really strong, and everyone was doing the Bogle dance. The Bogle kind of permeated into mainstream, where you'd be watching an advert and there'd be a guy in a suit bogling, for some kind of banking advert. That's what it came down to, right? Right. So Prince had to respond, and this was it. It was in a
Yeah.
word or two. It was even blue, it was actually in a word or two when I wrote there for I am particularly. This was Prince's response to what was happening at that time, and it was horrible.
Rip up, go to zipper. Rip up, go to zipper. If you flicker the pink blush and it's rather trooper.
Rip up goes the zipper. We've recovered this before. This
Yeah,
track,
yeah, we did.
which is from the Crystal Ball,
Yeah.
and was featured in the movie. We'll put it on screen. You're going to see it in a minute. So this was the film that track was in. Apparently, I've never seen it. Again, it's reggae. It's got that little reggae vibe going all the way through it. There's not a clear skank, but it's definitely there is a reggae vibe in the song.
The
Anyone who knows
drums, man. The drums is
drums, the
crazy.
drums
Yeah,
actually, I
drums are
think it's the drums.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, man. Prince has definitely explored this area. Again, it's something that you wouldn't connect Prince and reggae, but this show was just to highlight the fact that Prince has gone in on every genre. I don't think he left any stone unturned, including. And there you go. It was his attempt. There's some hits and misses there. I think my favorite Prince reggae attempts would be 17 Days, and 17 Days.
Splash, you like Splash?
Splash. I think Splash and 17 Days are my favorite attempts, Prince attempts at a reggae vibe. Those tracks are something else. What say you, Dark Pop?
Yeah, I mean, I like this when we reviewed it the first time. There's something about this I just like. I can't really put my finger on it. It's just there's a vibe. I like the way he sings it. I think he this is it's the only song in the reggae genre that Prince has kind of tried to lyrically, vocally go there. It with the patois, but he hasn't quite gone in, but he's like trying to kind of do it because he can't do it, right? So he drops it. He's trying it, and that's probably what I like. The fact that in the melody and his approach, he was going for something,
Mm,
not quite getting there, but
yeah,
going for something, and that made it quite unique for me. I like that.
yeah. Well,
Maybe if he had gone all in, I would have been like, no, don't do it. But
yeah,
y-
I think, yeah, you've just put me onto the way he actually goes about the vocal.
yeah,
The
yeah,
way it's like he's playing with a reggae chatters style,
yeah, and
you
and
know?
and even the way he like there's some patois esqueness in the lyrics as well. Like
Mm,
he's breaking it up, like not
mm,
not quote unquote not grammatically
mm,
correct.
yeah,
But yeah, anyway, I really like this song. I really there's something about it. It's just it's I shouldn't on paper,
yeah.
but I agree with you. 17 days, the way that comes in, that musical section where he goes in for the skank. I love that.
Mm.
I love the earlier attempts at Splash
Oh
and
man. Ooh.
the track that we don't know the title of,
I
but we
really love you,
assume it's
baby,
called
I think.
Yeah, I Really Love
That's
You.
that's a cool track too. Yeah,
Yeah, I like those three tracks. I could
definitely. Yeah,
say, yes, my guy, you went in
indeed. Yeah.
and you did
Yeah.
your thing. And so yeah, it's a short show. We just thought we'll have a look at Purple Reggae. Justin, what did the people just get?
You just got your purple rinse. Rinse, 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 rinse. Oh, yeah.
Nam nam.
Um,
Woo! If now. Oh.